It is the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, ESPNSA.com. Or if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube channels, you go there now, you'll see UIW Cardinals head football coach Eric Morris live on the practice field. Michael Jimenez is in for a vacationing Rob Thompson. I'm Jason Minix. Coach, you used to practice, or you normally practice at 6 a.m., but you get your bye week, so afternoon practices. But so we're live on the practice field. This rarely happens that a coach will do an interview in the middle of practice.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all having us on every week, and so we like having the press be able to cover us and keep growing our brand out there. I think we play a pretty exciting brand of football. So the more fans we can get in the city, the better off we're going to be as a program.
Well, and the great thing is when you guys return to action next Saturday, your first home game of this spring season, you will have fans. We'll talk about that in a moment. But 2-0 on the season. You won convincingly in that first game, and you talked, you make a lot of improvement from game 1 to game 2. And I know that's a bit of a coaching cliche, but it's proven to be true. But last week, a bit of a slow start in that first half against Lamar. You end up winning in a blowout with a strong second half. But what was different in the first half last week down there in Beaumont?
Yeah, I thought we did come out a little bit sloppy. Penalties kind of set us back. And then a couple freshmen, there's some plays here and there that they bounced our way there in the first quarter. I think we kind of run away with it. But and then too, maybe they lost 0 the week before, and our guys maybe reading their freshman a little bit too much and thinking we're a little better than we are right now. So I think it was humbling. It was a good time to be humbled. I got after him a little bit at halftime just for the penalty count, and we just weren't executing at a high level. So I was really impressed with the way we came out. We responded. We were super efficient in the second half on all three sides of the ball. I think offensively, for the most part, we were pretty efficient. They went straight triple option, which they didn't do the first game. Wanted to slow the game out down, keep our offense off the field. But proud of where we're at right now, offensively, defensively. I think we're coming together at the right time.
Hey, Coach, Michael Jimenez here. Thank you for being on the show. Offensively, you guys just went off on both on the air and in the ground as well. I mean, I'm taking a look at the numbers from last week. Rushing the ball, fantastic job rushing the ball. How important is it to have that well-balanced attack when you're going into these games?
Yeah, I think it's key. We run the spread offense, and so that first year here, we were able to win a championship. The biggest difference was we were able to establish the run game pretty much every single game. And we want to get back to that this year. And then, Cam Ward is a different player than John Copeland. I think, he allows us to stretch the field a little bit more. He gets the ball out quicker, has a stronger arm. So, I think when people try to defend us from here on out, they're going to have to pick their poison. And we're going to have to be good as coaches. If they want to play two high safeties and give us a run, and we'll continue to pound the rock with Kevin Brown. And if they want to come down and start blitzing, then we have to do a good job at getting it out to these wideouts in space. So, we're playing a lot faster than we have in the past with tempo. And so I think we've really been able to wear some teams down, and that's shown in the second half for us to be able to, continue to pound the rock. And then when they come down, to take some shots at the top.
That's UIW Cardinals coach Eric Morris live on the practice field. So when you hear whistles and you hear the air horn and you see him, if you're watching on video, getting the Gatorade drink, I mean, it's part of it because it's practice. I want to talk about Kevin Brown a minute. 13 carries, 196 yards in a touchdown. He's a threat in the passing game as well. But you just talked about if teams are going to play the pass for you, you guys can beat them in the run. You get some great blocking up front, but Kevin Brown has incredible vision as a running back, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he kind of has that rare combination of vision, size, and speed. He's 210 pounds, and he might be one of our top 2 or 3 fastest guys on the team. I saw a little analytics still pop up on Twitter where he was running like 21.7 miles per hour on that play, which was the fastest in FCS this year. So, yeah, he's a kid he's worked his tail off through the quarantine. He's back in South Carolina, and he'd send pictures of him, doing pull-ups out on his he's got clothesline out there, old school clothesline, and he'd send videos of him just crushing pull-ups, push-ups, all kinds of stuff. So great kid. Couldn't be more happy about him or more proud of the way he's playing for us right now.
Next game against Southeast Louisiana. They've had 2 really close games so far this year. what should we be looking for when it comes to going up against them? What are you trying to pinpoint both on the offensive side and defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, a really good squad. I mean, a team that went to the playoffs last year. I think they've done a great job at kind of revamping that program. Coach Selfo, who was here at UTSA before, I think he's done a phenomenal job there. I think offensively for them, I think our defense play has the biggest challenge that they've had so far. I think they're pretty dynamic offensively. Have some really good skill position guys. A quarterback that's back, a big, 6'7", 240-pound quarterback that's a load. So yeah, this will be our toughest challenge on defense. Although they're a little bit more similar to us, so we practice against that style each and every day. We've had a ton of practice at it, so feel confident with where we're at. Our special teams has a little bit of an edge right now on paper. We're performing really well on special teams. We're kicking the ball really good on front and kickoff, and our return games have been super explosive. So I like where we're at there on that side of the ball. And then offensively, we just got to continue to grow. We've got a bunch of young players. We're spreading the ball around really nicely right now. It's not a thing where someone can really, I don't think, game plan, hey, we got to take this receiver away, this running back away. I mean, it's really getting the ball to different receivers. I think 11 or 12 caught up pass last game. So Cam Ward, I mean, I can't say enough about how well he's done at seeing the field and operating this offense at a high level for being such a young kid that hasn't played this before. And has been, pretty mind-blowing for me.
Well, and you talk about Cam Ward is a freshman and 29 of 44, 341 yards, 4 touchdowns in that last game. And you talk about his vision. He had, I forget which touchdown it was. It might have been the one to Kevin Brown where he was rolling right. It looked like everything was there. And then the receiver just kind of sat down in the end zone in a spot. I don't know how he saw him. And all of a sudden, the ball's right on the money. It's an easy touchdown. The vision was there.
Yeah, I mean, we practiced scramble drill a lot more. We kind of adapted to that when we had Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech. And he's a guy that gets out of the pocket and he wants to keep his eye downfield. And so you teach him not to throw across the field like that for years, So that's one of those ones you're like, no. And then everybody's screaming, excited about a touchdown. So he has the arm talent to fit those balls in there, which is unique. He can throw the ball at different angles, arm angles. He doesn't really have to have his feet at a time. He can get it out. So, some of that's God-given ability, and as coaches, we've tried to do a good job of coaching the scramble drill a little bit more and getting people in certain spots at certain times. So that's paid off for us. And then, too, we got a couple more. Nash Jones, our right tackle, who's a true freshman, is just playing phenomenal right now. I mean, he had that first long 66-yard touchdown run. I mean, he just had a pancake on the front side that set that edge, and thing of beauty. So we got some young guys that are being developed right now and really like, the progress of our overall football team.
UIW football coach Eric Morris with us here on ESPN San Antonio. 2 games in, you guys are 2-0. You've scored in the 40s in both games. In both games, you allow 20. Then you get your bye week. You guys practiced for a year before you got to play. So now you've got 2 and then you get the bye week. Now, other than practicing in the afternoons as opposed to 6 a.m., do you like the bye where it fell, and what are you guys trying to get done this week?
Yeah, I like it. And to be honest with you, I've given the kids more time off during this bye week than I ever have in a traditional bye week. Just like you said, I mean, they're tired of practice. So we go every other day, and they're a lot lighter. Usually we practice for 2 hours, maybe 2:15, and we're usually only out here for about an hour and a half, just trying to recuperate their legs, still have them in the weight room. Just with the COVID, I would have sent them home for 3 or 4 days to really see their families and regroup, but COVID doesn't allow that for us to do that right now. Still testing twice a week and trying to keep them safe so we can continue to have a great season on the field.
So for you, Coach, it's bye week for you. I know you like to put some good meat on the smoker. So it's a bye week. You don't have a game this weekend. What's going on your grill?
Yeah, so a couple days ago, my family's out of town. They went to see the grandparents since my son also has his spring break right now. So I went to Central Market after practice 2 days ago, and I told the guy behind the counter, I said, I want the best steak that you have in this whole entire place. I don't care what it is. I'm not going to say what kind. It's your pick. And he starts chuckling because I've had my eye on one all day, kind of in a creepy way, a guy that's been back there dealing with it all day. So I was pretty jacked about it. So he got me a big cowboy, a bone-in ribeye. It was probably 3 inches thick. So I really don't like to, if it's that thick, I don't like it on the grill that hot because it's hard to get it done. So I went with the reverse sear. I put it in the oven, salt and pepper, and a little olive oil. Put it in the oven for about 40 minutes. Got the internal temp to about 115. And I have a new black. Do you have a Blackstone?
I don't have a Blackstone, but I do have it's kind of like a makeshift one that you could put on your Traeger,
grill.
And you get that griddle in there, so you get those good sear marks when you do the reverse sear on the steak. Yeah.
Yeah, so I fired that thing up and got it as hot as it could go. Did a minute each side, and I sat down in the peace and quiet. I got a 10-month-old and a 5-year-old, so it's usually pretty hectic when I get home. I have a long day, and my wife either tells me to take the 5-year-old somewhere or hands me a baby. And so I don't have that. So I was pretty excited. I got a steak. Didn't even worry. This steak was so big, didn't even worry about size. That was all I could handle, and it was an incredible ribeye. And I think I got a thing of baby back ribs in the fridge right now. So I'm gonna throw ribs on the green egg for this weekend and probably watch little Sam Houston and Nichols on TV.
No, that's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, next week back into game week routine for your first home game. And you guys are going to allow fans there. Limited football tickets are available. You can call the UIW ticket office at 210-805-3000. Those seats also come with a nice padded chair back. You get your parking there. But just the fact that you guys get to play a home game, but have some fans in the stands. I mean, what's the excitement level there around campus for this first home game in what seems like forever?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I'll tell you what, we've traveled better this year than we have the previous 2 years. I've been shocked. I mean, we've had some old alumni coming to the games and tailgating to the first two, and families have been able to be there. So we probably had 300 or 400 fans in the stands against the McNeese end this last week. But just to get that home environment back, for us to feel comfortable sleeping in our own beds, not have to get on a bus and travel somewhere. And then coming out and playing, we've over the past 2 years, played pretty dang well at home. And so I don't look for that to go any different direction. But, yeah, for the families to be able to come see their kiddos play and for us to actually have, San Antonio people out there enjoying some spring football, serving beer there, eating a hot dog on a nice Saturday. It's going to be like 67 degrees, which is perfect. Usually we deal with the heat. So the spring football is something I might could get used to with the weather. I mean, these games have been, mid-70s, day kickoff. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been enjoying having, the football option on a nice Saturday afternoon on ESPN Plus, and you're watching great football that, typically, if other teams are playing, the Longhorns, the Aggies, whoever that's listening, I might not flip over and see that one as much. And watching your games the last couple of weeks has been a lot of fun. Cam Ward is a special quarterback and a young one at that, so hopefully a lot of people will go out next Saturday. We'll talk to you before then. But, Coach, I appreciate you taking time at practice. That never happens that a coach does an interview in the middle of practice, but it's a bye week and you're 2-0, so you can afford to do that, right?
Oh, no doubt. We appreciate y'all as always. And then, too, I talked to our athletic director today. So next, after COVID, we're going to try to set up for a home game, maybe a cook-off, maybe Eric Morris versus Jason Minnick cook-off before a game, have some other families, kind of a little charity deal. But that's something we want to put in the works. Let the people can do the deciding who's the best at this.
Well, I mean, look, we can get the cowboy cut. I'll put mine on my Traeger. You can have yours in your oven. I know where you got your steak. Mine's coming from Tri-County Meat Market, so I think I already have the upper hand. But let's do it, man. I think we're on.
I like it. So appreciate y'all covering us.
Appreciate it. Eric Morris, head football coach of the UIW Cardinals. Bye week this week. Next week, their first home game against Southeastern Louisiana. Again, limited football season tickets are available. Just call the UIW ticket office at 210-805-3000. $150 for season tickets. That does include your padded chair back and your parking pass. All the health and safety protocols are certainly there in place at the stadium. And it's just going to be fun next Saturday to be able to go watch some live college football here in San Antonio.